Oh, this dude's fucking sniping people.
There you Remember you were doing that last time. Do you not recall?
What?
You were doing that exact same thing time. I was like, if you could listen to him, he's talking to himself watching videos.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh. Are we live?
We're live.
Hey, we're live.
You told me you were good to go.
Oh, okay. All right. We got another episode of Hideaway Gaming's podcast. Today we're gonna be talking about Zendikar Rising. I don't think we're gonna try. We're gonna try to not trail off this time. So today we're gonna talk about some key cards that I think that are really cool for standard and commander, and some just basically cards that I think that should begin played. But yeah, you know how it is when you get all these new cards. There's always these cards that just kind of fly under the radar because they get either the format's just molded the way it is, and it's just gonna be basically, I don't know. It's kind of weird, but I just always feel like some of these singles are, from the commons to the uncommons, are going to be awesome. It just gets overshadowed by a better card, slightly better card, so it never gets played. But I always like those cards because those cards are always the ones that show up on the sideboard that are the gems, and they always end up winning because they're outside the meta for a minute, and then somebody brings it in. They're like, "Oh shit, it's mediocre, but it's actually really good right now."
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't make it less of a magic card, but it's really good. But today we're going to talk about some standard stuff from Rise that are going to be interpreted in Rise or Zendikar Rising. Their cards that came out from the release that are going to affect standard, and some of the cool stuff that you can see that are really playable for commander play, competitive and casual. Also, before we really get into it, one of our customers / friend / cool guy, his father got in a pretty bad accident. If you guys are up for helping out someone in need, they did start a GoFundMe. We will post a link on our Facebook page, but if you want to look up Alvin's, how do you pronounce his last name?
Amonth is how I see
Amonth.
it. Can you show it to me real quick again?
Yep.
So it's Alvin, Alvin, last name Ammon. So it's 2 M's.
Yeah.
Recovery.
Yeah, his recovery. They're halfway through their goal. They're just trying to reach 10,000 for his medical bills. Basically, he got hit by a semi. It's really a freak accident. So, really sad. I mean, put him. I think he's doing better a lot now.
Justin told me.
Yeah,
it sounds like he's doing a little bit better.
Yeah, it's really sad, man. I couldn't imagine my father getting hit. I'm
pretty sure they said too, like he's the main breadwinner in their family and whatnot. So
I mean, it just sucks so much. I mean, there was rocky points in the whole situation, but then they went into surgery, and this is the weird thing. There's 2 different people. Well, I don't know Justin's dad, but a dude that I went to school with, his name is Keith Pounders, and he's actually a pretty cool guy, super cool guy, super cool because, I mean, in high school, he wasn't really he didn't start shit or
he's just to himself.
Basically, he always, super polite, decent guy, funny guy, really cool. He works in road construction. Got nailed by a truck, man. Whew. I think they were thinking he was gonna die. He didn't wake up for several days. Pretty much shattered his pelvis. Everything was messed up on him, man.
Ugh.
Yeah, and then it was really really sad. So, but I mean, he had 2 kids and a wife, so that's really crazy. So,
Damn.
yeah, it was like that happened, and then Justin was talking about his dad, and that like happened like maybe almost 3 days apart from each other.
Oh, that's why you're saying this, because they were really close.
Yeah, they were really close to each
Wow.
other. It was like 2 or 3 days away from each other. Same thing. He went to Bronson.
Jesus.
Everything. Yeah, that's nuts, man. But yep. Yeah. If you got some extra cash, $5 or $10, if you're from our area and you listen to our podcast, you guys know who Justin Rodriguez is. He's a pretty cool guy. Like I said, just donate a few bucks, man. $10, $5, $20 if you got that laying around. It's for a good cause. So, again, we'll have a link up on our Facebook page here soon after the podcast, and just donate. I mean, they're not asking for $1 million. They're just trying to make some medical bills. But all right. On to the podcast, I guess.
Cool.
All right. So, standard. Oh, God. Oh my Earl. God, that thing sucks so fucking bad. It's not even that bad. Earls, like when they play Earl now in standard, I'm so happy. I'm like, oh yes, Earl. And then there's like, oh, Omnath. Yeah.
I just feel like it makes that, like, I think who else said? Jason did, I think, Friday. It makes aggro decks pretty hard to be played. Mm-hmm. That and Omnath.
Omnath and Earl. Okay, I don't know how much you guys have been playing standard on Arena, because standard right now is technically on hiatus until Wizards get their head out of their ass and decide to help local game stores by unbanning sanctioned tournaments. I don't even want to get into the pre-release bullshit. Oh my God, they were fucking nuts. They were like, hey, can you at least take me out to dinner? And they were like, why? Before you fuck me in the ass. Jesus
really
Christ.
Stupid.
What the fuck,
They come out with
man?
an email that says that we can't run unsanctioned tournaments.
Yeah.
But then they say in this exact same email that those tournaments can be ran this weekend.
Yeah,
it's
so fucking weird.
It makes no sense.
So we had to cancel all our events only strictly because we were afraid that there's some bitches out there that snitch on us. Because let me get into that story. When we first opened our store here in South Haven, some butt plug decided to like snitch on us. Because, okay, we ran our first pre-release. We couldn't run that many events. We were only allowed to run 3 events at the time because we were just started.
That's when they had levels.
Yep, they had levels. So at the time, we didn't know we couldn't just make another event. We didn't know we couldn't.
Like a player
we were just allowed. Yeah, we were gonna put our own product up for it, which is. I mean, normal, right?
Yeah.
So we were putting up our own product for it. We just wanted to have a 4th event. A 2-headed giant at that, actually. And we were like, okay. We posted it. And then we got a call a few days later by Wizards that said, supposedly they saw our Facebook event. And then they told us to not do that.
Yeah, they told us
we're not allowed to.
Not to do simply because of a sanction piece. But like, I was like, so if I run an event and let's say I buy the boxes.
Oh, that's right. You did ask them that.
I was like, because I will charge them because we're at my store. It's just we're holding a place for people to play cards. Mm-hmm. And she's like, well, technically yes, you just can't call up pre-release. Like.
Yeah.
I said,
so some asshole.
Yeah, so I said, sure, fine, whatever. You got. I said, I told her too. I said, first of all, for starting stores, I don't know why you have this restriction.
Well, the thing is, I think their biggest problem is that we're not. She said that we weren't allowed to run a 2-headed giant without the kits. That was the biggest thing.
Yeah, she said
because
that too.
remember when we normally ran we were gonna normally run the traditional old style pre-release, like 2-headed giant.
Yeah.
Each team will get
6 packs.
6 packs.
Yep.
No. They don't get 6 packs each. They get 4 packs each. Each player will get 4 packs each.
Didn't you still old way be they still got 6 packs each?
Yeah. So the biggest difference now. No, the biggest difference now is that there's 12 packs. You have 4 extra booster packs to add to the pool, which is fucking insanity.
Oh, there used to only be 8?
It used to only be 8.
Oh.
8 packs. It used to be 8. Everybody would get 8 packs. The team would get 8 packs, 4 and 4, and then you would make your deck out of that.
Oh.
So, but the thing is, the reason why I think we got snitched on is because the two-headed giant got... the two-headed giant would have been extremely amount of cheaper for the customers. It would have been like $20, $22 compared to $60 for the team.
Yeah.
So, or no, am I not doing math right? 30. No, it's 30.
30 per person, so 60 for the team. No, you're right, 60 for the team.
Yeah, but no, if we would have did the old style, it'd be 8 packs, be like $4 each. So 32.
Probably about $20 a person.
$40.
Yeah.
It would just say $40.
Yeah.
Save yourself $20 each.
Yeah.
Or save yourself $20 as the team. Which is a lot.
What is cool, though,
What?
on the side note, we had a lot of support that night. We had a lot of people here, about a decent amount of people here for that.
Yeah, for that one.
Yeah, because I remember we were out. No. I think we were outside and everyone was waiting, remember?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Because it was snowing. It was like
we were
November.
having beers in the parking lot. Yeah, it was snowing as fuck.
Yeah, it was.
Like,
and that's when the police came by.
Yeah, the
And they're
fucking
like,
assholes.
you can't park here. I'm like, where's the sign? Justin was like in his face. He's like, I don't see a sign. Where's the sign, bro?
Yeah.
He's like,
You got too many beers in your
It's on the
Get back
website,
in the
and
car.
when you enter the city, we're like, that's bullshit. Anyway.
All right, back to standard. Okay, so let's go over some cool, or not cool things. It's just what's the meta look like? So,
Real quick, I want to know your top 3 favorite cards for standard.
right now.
Alex's pick. This is Alex's corner right now.
Out of Rise of Eldrazi? Or not, Jesus, I mean, damn it.
Yeah, out of a
Zendikar
set
Rising.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago.
No, out of,
Out of the set.
for standard?
Yeah, for standard.
Oh, man. I pulled some cards out. What was it? All right. So for standard, I really like the mammoth. That I don't know how to pronounce that.
Oh yeah, the one that gets bigger for
Well,
plus
the
2,
only
plus 2.
reason I like it is because I got my ass stomped by it. So it was like, Jesus Christ, that thing is huge. Standard stuff, it's hard to explain right now. I mean, okay, let's just go the mammoth.
Okay.
That's one of them.
All right.
The Hellhound, the 1-drop 0/1 with landfall, he gets a +2/+2. I think that's really, really good, and I think a lot of people are going to start switching over from that because I think it's. I mean, I get that the whatchamacallits are really cool. The 1-drop knights that basically get bigger.
Oh, the fervent hero.
Yeah,
or whatever.
fervent champion.
That's what it is.
I think that's really good. I think, and the other card that I should say Omnath because it's stupid broken right now, or Lotus Cobra because they're both stupid broken. But in reality, I think a really good card either has to be the Soul Shatter, or I think I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with the Soul Shatter. Because it's an instant, 3 mana. Each opponent will sacrifice a creature or a planeswalker with the highest converted cost among the creatures or planeswalkers they control. I think it's really good. It could be wrong. I mean, there's a lot better cards, I would assume, but
it's they're trying to slow down the format. So like,
I don't know. Fuck that. It is not slow one bit.
Hey, that's why I said try.
I've been playing Arena, and it's definitely fucking shit show out there.
Well, when I say slow down, I mean by power level, because that's what.
Nope.
Because the main consensus with Zendikar Rising is that the power level is not as busted as any of the past sets.
No, see, here's the thing: is that it wasn't really that busted though. The only 3 sets prior and standard that got really busted. It literally started with War of the Spark.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, M20. M2020.
And then Throne.
Then Throne, and then that's it.
Theros. That's where Euro came from.
That's only one card.
That's the one card that everyone's bitching the most about.
Because everything else rotated out.
No, even beforehand.
I don't know, man. Everybody's bitching about Teferi.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with that.
But here's the thing is, you got to look at what sets had most of the banned stuff. Which set was that?
That was Throne.
Exactly. That was the high end of the stick. And then they finally got rid of Teferi at the very end. They were like, oh, fuck it. And then even he's gonna come in. All right, so that was our mailman. We were just trying to make sure he wasn't coming in here.
Yeah, Mr. Postman.
But yeah, I mean, Throne was fucking bananas. War of the Spark, a lot of the cards should have got banned out of there a lot more sooner.
That set shouldn't just even been prime.
Oh, that was stupid. War of the Spark was dumb. And I mean, even Autumn, Veil Summer got banned. That was pretty bananas. Feel of the Dead. So M2020 and Throne were probably the power creeps. Super power creeps.
Well, everyone talked about Throne being super powerful.
Yeah. And it's a fun set. It's an amazing set. A lot of commons, a lot of good uncommons get
Wizards
played a lot.
fucked up and only made one thing of it.
That fucking green dude, that little troll, he's getting played a lot right now. I think he's green black. No, though. They're playing him in Sultai mid-range, I think that's what they're playing him. Or it was a Tamir.
Is he uncommon, common, rare?
Yep, he's the uncommon guy. The one Richie was looking for the other day. He's like basically 4 mana. And he's a 2/3 Death Touch. And he costs 2 less if your opponents are playing with a green permanent. If your opponents control a green permanent, he costs 2 less. So basically he's 2 mana.
Oh, okay.
So if they play a goose on their turn, whatever. If they control a goose, you can just play it for 2 mana, which is really ridiculous. Oh, if he hits an opponent, if he hits a player, you get to draw a card. He's a 2/3.
Oh, he's just green. He's not green black.
No, I'm just thinking about the colors he was getting played in.
Oh, I see. Gotcha.
All right, so going back to standards meta right now. So the biggest meta percentage is 31.4, and it is the 4-color Omnath. Have you got a chance to play against that deck?
No.
It's not fucking
Arena's
fun.
cancer.
Yeah. This deck is pretty stupid. It's pretty insane. It runs 4 Lotus Cobras, 3 Euros, 4 Omnaths, and for the fucks of it, I don't know why they did this, but they run a Chillane, Teller Tails. They were just like, yeah, fuck it, let's throw them in there. And just like, what? But it literally goes from not doing anything to doing a lot. It's pretty insane. Well, this version runs the Felidar Retreat, which is really cool because I did see that card and I thought it was a pretty good card. Which is, I don't know if you folks know what that is. It's an enchantment for 4 mana with landfall trigger. And whenever land enters the battle, you choose one of the modes. And you can create a 2/2 white cat beast token, or put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. Those creatures gain vigilance in a turn. That's insane.
Are you talking about the retreat?
Yeah, the retreat.
That card's really freaking good.
It is really, really good. It's pretty gnarly, especially in this deck, in this 4-color Omnath. So, did you know this? So, I didn't think this was possible. So, oh, it's because I didn't read the card right. Never mind. I was reading Omnath. So I had some douchebag go bananas with me with Omnath. He basically just he drew the card, ramped up, did his first ability, gained the 4 life, did his second ability, added that 4 mana. Third time, he did 4 damage to me and each planeswalker control. I was like, okay, he's done with triggers. He's like, oh no, that 4 mana that I just got, same colors of the other Omnath, I'm going to play that one. And then I'm going to fucking do it again, do it again. I was like, holy shit. I was like, oh my. And then he ends up playing that, which is really ridiculous, Genesis Ultimatum. That is stupid. My God, is that stupid?
Yeah.
So they literally just played and then I've seen some variants. This one, the list I'm looking at right now, does not run Ugin, but the ones I saw ran Ugin. The ones I butted against too. So yeah, that was insane. Yeah.
I will. I don't know if a little side note, but still with Zendikar Rising. Have you seen what cards are affecting Eternal formats and everything like that, like Legacy, Vintage, and shit?
What is that?
So that new Skyclave apparition.
Yeah, I was going to talk about him. I got him in the stack of cards that I want to talk about.
For one, it's a really good card for
It's
Standard.
stupid. It's like the greatest thing that you're going to see in competitive Magic.
And
or not competitive.
They run 4
Magic.
of in Death and Taxes. And it's being played in Modern and Legacy and Pioneer. That's like an auto-include of 2 to 4 in all these internal formats.
Yeah, he just steals.
It's
really
stupid.
good. Richie got a full art foil one.
They're $2 and some odd cents. I probably would
pick
buy
them
them
up,
up and hold on to them.
Yeah. If you get full art ones, borderless full art ones, definitely keep them.
It's in Blue-White Spirits. That's being played in Pioneer and Modern.
Yeah. It gets kicked. It's pretty stupid.
It is.
So going back to the topic, Aaron. So 31.4% of the meta is made up of that 4-color Omnath. And then right behind it is Sultai mid-range, which is your typical Sultai cards like Earl, Ugin. This is a really interesting card that people have been playing, and it's it's an uncommon, which is a great card. I mean, it's for 1 mana. It's the Blood Chief's Thirst.
So
That's really good.
Destroys a creature or planeswalker?
Yeah, so for 1 mana, it's a sorcery seed. That's the only thing that's drawback from it, I guess. But I'll still take it. So it's 1 mana, destroy target creature or planeswalker with convert mana cost 2 or less. That only hits like 2 planeswalkers. But in the whole world of Magic. And if you kick it for 3, which is 1 black and 2 colorless, it destroys it instead, which is kind of cool. So if you got the 4 mana late game, you can just straight up kill something. That's a really neat card that's getting played now. What else? This is I don't know how to pronounce this, but it's Mauling. How do you pronounce that? The first word.
Hagra Maulin.
Yeah, Hagra. I saw this the other day, or when Richie was opening his stuff. Yesterday actually.
The 4 mana that can be a 3 mana instant kill creature.
Yep, pretty much.
Because if you control,
if an opponent, yeah.
Isn't it like something about your party or something? Is that the party card?
Nope. This spell costs 1 less to cast if an opponent controls a non-basic land.
Oh.
So it's 4 mana, but it's also a good thing. It says destroy target creature, but the great thing is it's a land, so you can flip it into a tapped land, which is still not bad.
Have you been reading everyone's reactions on those? How the Madol lands are working?
No,
they said they've never played a cleaner, more smoother standard in their life.
Yeah, I could see it. You see some. This Sultai deck that I see, it's running the Seagate Restoration, which is insane.
Is that the blue one?
Yeah, the blue one. The
blue one's good.
Big blue.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's draw cards equal to the number of cards in your hand plus 1. You have no maximum hand size for the rest of the game, which is really good. I would like to get my hands on one of those. The Sultai one is run 2 Sharknadoes, which is awesome. So I mean, this thing, the Sultai mid range is not really typical Sultai mid range. It's not typical Sultai mid range. It's only runs like 5 creatures and 28 spells, non-creature spells, which is really crazy. 29 if you count the Sharknado. Or the Shark Typhoon, sorry. The Shark Typhoons are going up in price.
Yeah,
they
by a
are
lot.
insane right now. But it looks really fun. I like it. It's pretty cool. Yeah, so I don't know. I think that's a really good card.
I think these Skyclave Relics are going to get bought out.
The one you're just talking about?
No, the 3-drop, that's a Darkseal Ingot, but better because it's got the kicker and you make 2 copies of it.
Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about that too.
Cool. That's cool.
Yep. Okay.
This is Alex's podcast.
Just saying, just stick with relevant stuff. Here's the stack of cards if you want.
I'm looking at the relevant stuff of the fucking article you sent me.
All right.
Are you fucking kidding me?
That's for Commander. Oh.
This is...
That is for Commander.
I quit.
All right.
I quit.
It's the Alex podcast.
I quit.
All right. What the fuck?
I'm gonna cry off in this corner over here.
Yeah, the link I sent you was definitely for the standard one, or not standard. It's Commander one, right? I'm pretty sure.
I'm not even looking at it for that. I'm just looking at cards that are good, just in general.
I get that, but
Blah, 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 blah.
all right. I guess we're just gonna topsy-turvy this fucking podcast. But and then Tamir Adventures mono red is typical. I don't feel like that mono red changed too much. I didn't lose much. It was the Hound.
I should get that new Valakut card.
Oh, it runs that fucking Kargan Intimidator. That thing is pretty annoying. It's really annoying. It turns your shit into cowards, and you just gotta deal with a 4/2. You're like, shit. Alright, I guess. Oh, no, that's not the card. I did see that. The Royal Eruption. That's getting played pretty good. It's 3 mana and deals 3 damage to any target. But if you kick it, it does 5. But the 5, it's a kicker of 5, colorless. So it's 2 to cast. It's a sorceries, but it's not bad. So it's 7 mana essentially to do that. Yeah, mono red didn't really change too much. It just added the Hound and the Intimidator. That's pretty much it. I mean, there's a significant. I think it might be better. It lost one of the biggest things, which was what was the red spell for if you hit something you pay for 1 and it exiled the top 3 cards of your library. Sorcery speed, red spell. Normally 3 to play.
Are you talking about Light Up the Stage?
Yeah, there
it's
you go.
2 cards.
Is it 2?
Yeah, it's only 2 cards.
I think it's 3.
That's all.
Look it up. Look it up. Look it up.
I don't know if you saw, but TCG just came out with an article that talks about one of these cards are going to get banned, and Wizards announced 2 days ago that they're closely monitoring Standard, but they're not going to ban anything because there's apparently a tournament coming up this weekend. It just showed up.
Oh. Ooh, they're gonna about to ban
Top 2 cards of your library.
Top 2, boo. Okay, that's dumb. All right, so Tamir Adventures take up 8.6, mono red 8.6. This deck is pretty fucking annoying, and I've been seeing variants of it. Dimir Rogues. God damn, I hate that deck, and that's taking up 8.1 of the meta right now. Oh my god. if you guys ever fucking face this deck, it's just the most annoying thing. I noticed there's been a common theme lately on Arena, and it's mill. This rogue deck just basically mills you the fuck out, and you're just getting an ass beaten and getting milled, which is fucking ridiculous. I don't know. That shouldn't be. I think there should be one way or the other. Back in my heyday, I remember when mills used to be mill decks used to just mill you and counter spells. Now these days, with these young punk kids, they want to deal damage and mill you, which is fucking ridiculous.
As of right now, this recording, Omnath is a $30 card.
It really is. Ooh,
He wasn't 30 off pre-release launch weekend.
Oh shit, we should sell the ones we got online.
The potential bans they're talking about is Uro, Omnath, Lotus Cobra, Embercleave, Lucky Clover, and Fable Passage.
Fable Passage?
Because that's what's in. That's the only fetch land right now, really.
Yeah, they got no, they still got Terramorphing Expanse, right?
It's a good fetch land, whatever.
Okay.
So here's the thing, though. Some people think Omnath will get banned. It'll be the fastest banning of a card from a new launch set. Because he's right in this article. You either play Omnath or you play a deck that can super beat it. And he's saying right now it's really one deck. Because when you were saying 30-40% is what Omnath is in?
Let me look.
See,
31.4%.
Someone posted on Reddit the other day when they were looking at that it was 60%. And that's... That hurts. It does.
You know what? It's just so weird that there's not a control deck. There's
there
a
is.
shitload of aggro decks and mid-range decks. Nothing for control.
On this list, they talk about Azorius control.
Oh, I see this Azorius life gain deck, but...
This Azorius control deck looks fun with...
it's like super low play. Nobody really plays it.
Shark Typhoon.
It's like 2.9% of the meta right now.
Even that, it's hard. I just feel like the Omnath death can just overwhelm it.
It's just too fast. Like I said, that deck just spills out.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure we talked about this at the podcast a while back, and I mentioned, I was like, why would they bring back Lotus Cobra? That is the dumbest thing they ever fucking done. Because that's what that deck does. It plays like Lotus Cobra, and if you don't get rid of that bitch, it's gonna fucking do some shit next turn. Because they like cultivate, and then you know what the craziest thing is? When they have when they play Lotus Cobra and then they pass back, they play their land, and then it's not that it's like turn 4 if they play a Lotus Cobra, and then they come back and they deliberately do not use their Fable Passage. So they'll play a land, Fable's Passage, get another land, and then they'll play Genesis Ultimatum, typically. And you would have 6 mana on turn 4 if you would do that. Even turn 5, you'll have all the mana fixing. And then do the Genesis, because it's Genesis 6, right?
7.
Still, turn 5 is still... you still got it.
It's a 2-turn early. I don't think that. I honestly don't think it's that
But
bad.
with Lotus Cobra out, and it hits all those fucking lands... So many triggers.
I mean,
yeah. Okay.
I've
seen it.
I think it was worse when it was first brought out.
No, it's just like, it's Cultivate. It like Cultivate, Horror, and that new one, that just gets stupid.
Horror was out in the first Zendikar.
I know, but that's... What?
What I'm saying is Lotus Cobra, I think, was a lot more busted in the first Zendikar set.
Yeah. Horror's in standard right now, no?
A form of Horror is in standard.
Oh, that's right.
But my point is you had lands that could trigger that, not just the 4 Fabled Passage. You had 6 to 10 fetch lands in your deck, and if you ran Lotus Cobra, that was pretty much all your land base and then basics. And then you had the Titans, and I think that was much worse. So
that's what I'm saying. It was just, and I mean, you also had Cultivate too, which is really ridiculous.
I think it's
because when you drew into a Cultivate, and then you had a Lotus Cobra out, that was the best fucking thing you want to see.
I think your point,
because it's just a 1 mana Cultivate at that point
that we talked about last week or the week.
No, it's a free Cultivate.
Yeah, pretty much.
You'll play your land. You'll play that land.
is they need to stop fucking printing these busted cards.
No, it's not the busted cards. I think it's just they don't understand like the way that, you know what? I don't know. Maybe they do. I just don't understand how these things keep happening. It's not the bustedness. It's really like what the cards you're adding to it, to the format. Like they didn't really. Okay, let's just take out Cultivate. Let's take out Lotus Cobra. You know.
Well, see, those are the expected cards to see every now and then, like Cultivate print and Course at 21. It hasn't been printed in a while, right?
Yeah, but
you know that's in your set. Why are you designing Omnath the way it is?
I understand. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like, do you think Omnath and Uro would still be that great if you didn't have that super ramp like that? I don't know. Even like Fable's Passage. I mean, actually, it's still in Throne.
I think Omnath is more the problem than the Cultivate, because if you look at Standard now, it has Cultivate as its man land ramp and the worst Harrow. You don't have a Farseek, you don't have a Rampant Growth or anything like that.
Yeah.
As a creature wise, you have expensive creatures that are 3-4 drops that say put land in your hand or something, maybe like that. I just don't know off the top of my head. But then you have Euro.
Yeah.
And it just makes.
The thing is, so when you're playing against that Omnath deck, I hardly ever. Like, Euro is not like the threat.
No, it isn't.
It really isn't. It's like, I'm telling you, it's the Genesis Ultimatum. I've seen it all the time. Genesis Ultimatum, Kindreth, and the Escape. And, I mean, Lotus Cobra was prime. Lotus Cobra is, like, ridiculous.
But if you took Omnath out of the equation, what happens?
Man.
You get landfall triggers. That's it.
Yeah.
You don't get the 4 life, you don't get the 4 free mana, and you don't get the 4 damage.
But the thing is, here's the crazy nuts of it all. I mean, I think you could still make a good deck without Omnath.
Good deck,
like
not a broken deck.
That ruined, because if you take Euro out, you can still do the Kindreth, you can still do the Chilean abilities, and you still got Euro, right? And so here's the kicker of it all. The Escape, the Wilderness, is probably one of the best cards in that deck too.
It is, yeah.
So if you just plug in something else, right? You just plug in.
You need to look at it like this, though. When you have a car, you put gas in it to go somewhere, right?
Yeah.
So the gas of that deck is the Escape to the Wilds, the Lotus Cobra of getting the landfall.
Yeah.
The car of the deck is Omnath.
Yeah, I get that Omnath does that. I get it does that. It gives you more mana. I get it.
No, that's not the problem. The problem is it's the 4 life.
Yeah, the 4 life. Yeah.
Burn cannot be played in this format. It cannot. If you try and play that, you're playing wrong. I'm sorry.
Okay.
When 60% of the deck that we're looking at and that you just said, 40 to 60% of it is all Omnath, then Omnath is a power card that to your point that you said 2 weeks ago, it's too powerful of a card. They're fucking up and making these too powerful cards. Jason was just talking about that. He says it's you play that deck or you don't play nothing at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I mean the card itself does its, but I think if you take Omnath out, I think the deck is still still good.
I agree with you. Absolutely.
The deck is really good. Like cuz it's just the synergy. So you could do different types of routes of it. Like I just feel like, I mean,
what would you put in instead of Omnath though if Omnath came out? Omnath? Like if you kept the deck completely the same, but you took Omnath off, just for Omnath.
So if we're just gonna go for strictly laying stuff down, and then we got abilities to, so you take the 4 Omnaths out, I would put that guy. The guy that comes in gives you sprouts.
Oh, the difference that dude. Okay, yeah.
Because remember, you run Kindreth.
Yep.
So you accelerate. It doesn't matter. This guy will give you so many tokens because he gives you when he enters the battlefield, you get create a 0/1 green plant token for each basic land you control, and this is when you hit the land, you get 1/1 counters on target plant you control, which is, I mean, it's not like Zendikar or what's it called?
Avengers Zendikar. Remember, it's basic land.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah. But there are enough basic lands in that deck.
I'm not saying there isn't.
But either way, so even if you have that, you get that many dudes, and you have Kendrick, you're gonna fucking just get out there.
I get that.
Yeah.
But now so if you look at that and you see if that replaced Omanth, you don't get the 4 life, you don't get the 4 mana, and you don't get the 4 damage that you're doing almost every turn. So at worst, Kenrith gave him all haste, right? And you have a bunch of dudes. But now Control can deal with all that with a wipe without the drawbacks of what someone got off of 3 landfall triggers. Mono Red can get through that a little bit more by just doing that new Flashfire card that we talked about.
Yeah.
Does 1 damage or 2 damage to everything, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, I think I think you have that deck. You have to take Omnath and Euro, or fuck, what's his name?
Oro, whatever.
Euro, but Euro by itself will keep.
Oh yeah,
like aggro at bay.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like Omnath, this is okay. See the crazy thing about Omnath, it's not the 4 life gain that it actually is real. Like the real threat in that deck, it's actually that second ability where you get that extra bonus.
Oh no! Oh, I was just
so that's so 4 free mana. That's every time I was playing against it, I'd always saw like he gained the 4 life. It's like, okay, that's a big life swing, whatever. But when he got that free mana, that's when he fucking went off.
Oh yeah, free mana is always terrible.
Yeah, so when he was going off like that, he was just basically just getting everything off. Just like he got ramped into another big spell. He got ramped into another big spell. So it's just insane. Like the first and the last ability always just seems mediocre to me. Let me just say to me. That's my opinion. It's not based on it's true or not. But that last and first ability are just like, okay. But that middle one, where he basically becomes a free dude, and even his come into play triggered ability is really good, where he draws a card. So just like to Omnath into another Omnath and to do another ability, it just seems okay. I never really like, and I also like, I always felt like it was always like Kindred just pretty much kicking the dick in. It always felt like that. Or like they ramped with all that extra mana from Omnath into like Ugin, and then you just got fucked.
So real quick with this, which card, if you were Wizards and you had to ban one card, which one would you ban, Uro or Omnath?
Uro.
Okay.
I think he's just too good. Draw a card, lay a land, gain 3 life. And it's just for 3 mana. And you also got it's 2 color base compared to 4 color base. So it's not well, the mana fixing right now seems to be good, but at the same time, and again, I think Omnath gets off a little bit faster because you have Lotus Cobra and you have that ability to get the mana fixing. So that, I mean, there's a great synergy there. I'm telling you, that middle ability is just fucking backbreaking, dude. It's really pretty gnarly. I just think it's...
That's why it goes back to my point that what you said...
What you were saying, but you're protesting. You're like, oh man, that gaining 4 life.
I think that's...
I don't
really
think
terrible. Like
I don't think it is.
Like literally, that's all over the Reddit forums and stuff. Is that they can't play burn? Like burn cannot be played. My point ultimately is that the card is fucking busted and it shouldn't be printed.
Yeah, I mean, I agree that middle ability is pretty stupid. I think that's the biggest problematic about that whole card. You're getting free mana, just to play in your second land this turn, which is really doable with Forbidden or Fable's Passage. You play the Fable's Passage, get the first trigger, second sack, go look for, get that free mana, which is really insane. Like you have to get rid of it on the turn he plays it, because if you don't, he passes back to you, you're fucked.
Yeah, that goes back to my point. It's like I don't know why they thought about making that card when they knew that Fable Patches was in two sets, and then they had the card you were talking about, the basic version of it, the one that's not as good, Terramorphic Expanse.
Yeah.
Like, why?
Yeah, they run those.
It's like they don't play Magic.
Well, here's the thing: is that they should have just kept in some, like, lava coils. Kept that, or Roost. They could have brought that back.
Yeah, because there is a 4 damage spell, but it doesn't exile like Lava Coil.
And it needs to be exiled too, because with Kindred, I've seen them fucking bring it back, and then just get stupid.
Do they play all 5 colors? They play black too?
No, Lotus Cobra.
Oh,
I'm trying to tell you, Lotus Cobra is like the super threat in that deck. It's pretty gnarly. I've seen them go from. I've wiped their board before, and I've seen them go from a Lotus Cobra into Escape into the Wild, playing 2 more lands, and you're like, oh fuck.
See, I'd rather them have all that ammo, but just not have something to empty it in, and not have.
But that's again, and then even when I seen the Lotus Cobra with the Genesis ultimatum, I get that ultimatum gets exiled, but at the same time, you're just playing all those permanents.
Yeah,
it's insane. It's crazy. I don't know. I don't like Lotus Cobra. Maybe Omnath won't be that good if Lotus Cobra and the Mana Acceleration will be that good, because then you won't have so many triggers. What it is pretty fucking annoying when you have Eero when you gain the 3 and then you get Omnath out and then it becomes another 4 life, so it's 7 life swing, which aggro really relies on that. They should have helped out aggro just a little bit by keeping Lava Coil in, and then they could have made it in the Zendikar. It would have been just we need to deal with some big dudes. Give aggro something. I don't know. But that life gain can be can draw the game. I do agree with that, but I think the middle ability is by far the dangerous one. I don't like them getting free mana just for playing their second land.
Yeah, like I'm thinking about it more and more, and it's just upsetting me that Wizards is just catering so much to the green stompy.
I'd fucking know.
It's
like so when going over the list, look at the list. Everything. So let's just say the top 6 lists. 1, 2, 3, 4 out of the top 6 have green in it. So you got from the 4-color Omnath, Sultai Midrange, Timir Adventures, Mono Red, Dimir Rogues, and Gruul Aggro. Gruul Adventures, that has a green in it. It's just ridiculous. There's Mono Green. Yeah. Selesnya Midrange. Selesnya is a midrange, which is... I'm trying to play that right now, and it's pretty decent. But
is that the one with the enchantments and stuff?
Shit? No, it's with the counters. There might be variants of it, but this looks like a variant. Oh, this looks like a shitstorm. What the fuck is this? I don't. Okay. Oh, this is cycling. Huh? What? I didn't click on that. Why does it keep going back to that?
I feel like they'll ban Euro. I don't think they'll ban Omnath. I think they'll get a lot of hate and spice
going on
from the Magic community if they ban Omnath Monday after the street date of paper Magic.
Their website's kind of messed up. Look at this. It says Just Sky Cycling, right? I keep clicking on Selesnya, and it keeps going to Just Sky Cycling. Yep. It gives me the deck list for the Just Sky Cycling, and then it says card breakdown, and then it goes to and all this. I'm like, what? What? It actually has those other cards in it too. It has both of them in there.
That's weird.
That's so crazy, huh? Yeah, somebody messing up.
God, Euro is $42 right now.
Yeah, he's pretty gnarly. He went down.
Yeah, I think he's going to be the ban card.
Ban that motherfucker.
I really think Wizards will piss people off if they ban Omnath. I really do. Even though it's still going to be shit. But
okay, I mean, I don't. If they ban Arrow, it's not gonna do nothing.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
still gonna be a shit show.
Yeah.
But I think they're just gonna be like, well, it's a new card. How about you guys play with it for a bit before, like with Throne, you got to play a few weeks with Oko and
not a few weeks. It was like a few months.
Or sure, whatever. But it's kind of same time for
me. And then with it came like fully wrecked. When you saw that Black Lotus kill somebody, there was an elk. I was like, Kutoosh. It's like, oh, fuck.
Imagine if
maybe Oko is a bitch.
Imagine if that green free card was in standard right now from Throne. The one I got banned. Imagine.
Yeah.
Oh, well, don't have my Lotus covered. Let's just try to dig for it.
Yeah. Or a land.
Yeah.
So just like, fuck it. Free land. That's what I need.
So you said you wanted to talk about some cards that are affecting Commander.
Yeah. Right. So, I mean, well, we didn't talk about the hidden gems.
Any of the module lands. Sorry, that's it. I'll just say my piece. Any of the module lands are fucking great. Any of them.
They just...
As long as the spell is somewhat reasonable, but...
I thought the module lands were the flippy-floppy ones.
Yeah. No, those are the pathway module lands.
Pathway.
I get what you mean by what. Yeah. So the module cards in general, as long as the spell is solid, like that one you have there, the Tangle one.
Yeah. So this is one of the ones that I think it's a really good card, and it's not played enough. I mean, just maybe. I mean, it might not get standard play. Might be a little bit slow, but it's the
design wise, it's good.
Yeah. It's 2 mana for a 1/1. It's an elemental, which is kind of neat. But it taps for a green, or you can put it into play tap for a green land. I think that one's a really good. The Soaring Thought Thief, that is so good. God, man, it's stupid. I hate going against it, but it's great right now.
Attacks. What?
Yeah. Did you see what it does? Read it for the folks.
So
this is standard, by the way.
Wow. It's black, blue, human rogue, flash, flying for a 1/3. That right there is great.
Yeah.
As long as an opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard, rogues you control get +1/+0. Even better.
Yeah.
Cherry on top, whenever 1 or more rogues you control attack. Just attack.
Yeah.
Each opponent mills 2 cards.
Right? That's insane.
That should be a rare, not an uncommon.
I know. They were like, let's just make it a common. It doesn't feel... Spikefield Hazard, really good card. It deals 1 damage. A lot of this format has really low toughness, and it's 1 red instant, deals 1 damage to any target. But if the permanent would dealt damage this turn is die, if it dies, it's exiled instead. But it flips into a land, so it's a red land tapped, which is still good. And if you don't need it, you can just put it into land. The other thing, the Merfolk Wind Robber, which is really, really ridiculous because it's basically it's a Merfolk rogue, so it kind of goes with the party if you have party stuff. But rogues are super popular right now in standard and with that mill deck, so it's really cool. If this guy, he's got 1/1 flyer. If he deals damage to a player, that player mills a card. You could sacrifice him to draw a card. Activate this ability only if an opponent has 8 or more lands in their graveyard. Or cards, sorry. I don't know why I said lands.
There's a lot of power on that card for 1 mana.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I've seen people block one of my big dudes, and then they pretty much sack them and then draw a card. And that's always stupid. One card that hasn't been playing, and I don't know why. I think it's really good. I mean, I get it. Maybe it should be 2 mana, but I think it's too good for 2 mana. I think it would be pretty busted for 2 mana. So 3 mana seems really good, and it's called the Wind Rider Wizard. It's 1 blue, 2 colorless. Human Wizard. Again, if you're looking for that party stuff, he would be filling that slot. But he's a 2/2 flyer. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery or a wizard spell, you may draw a card, and if you do, you discard. So draw a card. So pretty much it loots for you.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. just for playing instants and sorceries. The wizard one might come in handy once in a while if you're trying to make a wizard deck, but at the same time, it's so good considering that you're just playing instant sorcery and looting.
I feel like anyone who plays any wizard commander deck would want that card.
It's really good. Yeah. I like it. I mean, it could be played in standard, or not. It could be, maybe. Or it could be really good. It's really good in commander. I think just casual commander, it seems really good. There's a lot of instant sorceries. We already talked about the Blood Chief Thief. What also, I don't get why Mono Red has not been playing this, but the Magnetic Challenger, that's really good. I think it is. It's a human wizard, again, for the party stuff, if you're looking for that. 2 mana for a 1/3. As long as you have, as long as there are 3 or more, as long as there are 4 or more instants or sorceries or sorceries in your graveyard, he gets a +3/+1. So essentially, he's a 4/4. Yeah, right.
Okay.
For mono red, I think that's really good. Like
for a 2-drop.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Just think about that. Like, do you top deck him like turn 6? You're like, oh shit, I'll take this 2/2 or this 4/4.
What's his tap ability? His
tap ability says tap him, discard a card, exile the top 2 cards of your library, then choose one of them. You may play that card this turn. So he already gives you a way to put things in your graveyard to get that middle ability, and you get to play cards on top of your library, which is great.
And it's got the play keyword, so if it's a land, you need a land.
Exactly. So, I mean, I think that's really, really good. I think that's overshadowed in the 2-drop zone right now, because I think essentially this guy is just going to get really good. I still don't understand. I talked about blue-red, like instant sorcery deck. Still not have seen anything like that yet. So maybe we'll see what happens here in the turnaround. Oh, let's talk about the big flop of this set.
Flop?
Yeah.
For standard?
Yeah.
Oh, for standard, sure.
Yeah. Would you like to tell them the folks?
So it's
just tell them the card. Everybody knows what it is.
The Leyline Tyrant, the 2/2.
Yeah.
Just in case someone doesn't know.
He's a limpy.
Mythic 4/4. You don't lose unspent red mana. Steps and phases in. When Leyline Tyrant dies, you may pay any amount of red mountain. When you do, it deals that much damage to any target.
Do you think there was big hype behind him for standard or
commander? Purely commander.
Purely commander.
One, he's a dragon. Dragon decks are still super popular.
Yeah, that's true.
And mono red now has more mana accelerate that they can just pump in and just leave it there.
Yeah, I could see that.
So.
And then one of my things that I still haven't seen in the format.
That card is really good.
Right?
Yep.
The Wayward Guide Beast. I think that's really, really good. It's 1 mana for a 2/2 haste. Whenever it says whenever Wayward Guide Beast deals combat damage to a player, return a land you control to owner's hand. Which is, if you're looking for landfall triggers, I think this guy's really good.
Reminds me of Reverse Goblin Guide.
Yeah. Here's the hidden gem that I don't get why people don't play it enough, and I strictly think it's because of the casting cost, and I think it's a little too expensive, but I still don't think it's expensive for the format. It's Relic Robber.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I can agree.
He's 3 mana. 1 red, 2 colorless. He's a goblin rogue. Again, fits that party theme if you're looking for that party. And then he's got haste. He's a 2/2 with haste. Whenever he deals combat damage to a player, that player creates a 0/1 colorless goblin construct artifact creature token with this creature cannot block, and at the beginning of your upkeep, this creature deals 1 damage to you. Oh my god. It's just, that can be so fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Oh, you're just passing this fucking artifact around, and I can see it being really funny in Commander, especially Max's Goblin deck.
Yeah.
They're just he's hitting people, and they're just got these fucking relics, and you can't get rid of them because you're gonna, what are you gonna do? Swing in with it, and everybody's gonna be like, I'll just take the 0 damage. Yeah, and they just can't block, so you're just sitting there just getting your ass stomped, and that's pretty freaking hilarious. I like it. I think it's really good, but
Have you been seeing this kind of like a little honorable mention? But that Scoot Mob card.
Yeah.
Have you been seeing the pictures that people have been posting of how many Scoot Mob tokens they've been getting?
no.
Some dude put up 331.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Max. Was that Max? No, that wasn't Max. That was somebody else.
But-
Max gave it something.
No, you're talking
ridiculous
about
with it.
Jacob that one game.
Yeah, but it wasn't that many. It was
No, he had like 8 or 10 or something like that.
No, he had like more than that.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh.
He had like 20 or 30. But either way, moving on to Commander. Commander, oh my goodness. I don't even know where to start.
Lithoform Engine. It's the best card in this whole set for Commander.
Oh, by far,
Yeah.
such a great card. What was I? Okay, yeah, I was that lithoform engine. Oh my god, that thing is so good. It's 4 mana for a legendary artifact. Thank God they made that damn thing legendary. But it like for 2 mana you can tap it. You can copy target triggered or activated ability, or activated or triggered ability, and you may choose new targets for the copy. Or you can tap it for 3, copy target instant sorcery spell you control, and then choose new targets for it. But the last one is pretty fucking bananas. 4, you pay an extra 4, tap it, you copy target permanent.
Mind you, these
spell.
are all you control.
Yeah, you control.
It's still busted.
Yeah, it's still stupid. Here's a big one that not a lot of people talk about, and I think it's pretty dumb. This kind of put Josh on tilt. He was kind of pissed off about this card, and I get it because he keeps us. He's a pureless, I guess. Maybe you want to talk about that. I guess you can call him saying that about the game of Magic. Because he's just been in it since like almost fucking day one, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's Feed the Swarm. That's a great commander card. Like probably the best black spell that's been out there for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why Josh was upset is because it's playing outside the colors of his pie. So, that makes a big difference. So doing that, you could just print colors. So color orientation doesn't have an identity, I guess, anymore. No, it makes sense, man.
I'm 50-50 on it.
There's advantages. There's advantages for playing for certain colors. So all the advantages shouldn't be so there's no advantage of running one color compared to the other color. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but in simple talks, this is one card among the years and multitude of black cards.
Yeah.
One card.
Yeah, but maybe I haven't explained what this card is. It's called Feed the Swarm. It's a common out of Zendikar Rising. It's 1 black, 1 colorless, sorcery speed. Destroy target destroy target creature or enchantment an opponent controls. You lose life equal to the permanent's converted mana cost. So at least it keeps true to the life loss,
Yeah.
right? As that pie. Black always makes you punish for good things that it tries to do for you. But
Because what? It's
that's
like a
pretty hyped.
smother, but for 1 more mana, you get to hit an enchantment.
Yeah, it's really good. I think it's a great card. I think it's pretty busted, especially for those. That's one of the biggest reasons I never like running monocolored commanders, and mono black was definitely one of them.
Yeah.
It's just because it can't deal with like enchantments.
Yeah.
So it's the biggest thing. Just fucking get whomped on.
Yeah, I agree. That's the reason why I
You
don't
know?
like playing scene color decks. Mainly it'd be black, is because all it can hit is creatures.
Yeah.
So.
And planeswalkers at this point.
Yeah.
It's the biggest planeswalker removal. And then one of the biggest things for here we go. Omnath decks for Commander.
I'm gonna be the one dude who disagrees with this for Commander. I think it's strong.
I think it's good.
I still think it's the green-red Omnath is the best Omnath.
I think it's good, but I don't think it's that great. But you know what? I mean, yeah, I guess the red green one is really good.
So
Even
first,
the mono green
yeah.
one's really good
So
too.
first off, so here's the reason I say that: when you're playing in a typical 4-man commander game and you put this Omnath out, it's a problem, right? They're like, oh, we know how busted this motherfucker is. People are gonna get rid of it rather quick. Sure, you can try to get your landfall triggers out. When that other Omnath comes out, though, when that fucker dies or another elemental dies, you pay the cost.
Yeah.
So that's why I still think that Omnath is one of the better ones.
Yeah, as a commander, but
Yeah.
I mean, but this one is actually still decent. If you
Oh, yeah,
run the
it's-
other
yeah.
Omnaths, you run the other
Still
three.
decent, yeah.
Oh man, it's just pretty stupid. Scoot Swarm.
We already know how busted
Yeah,
that can get.
yeah, that gets pretty dumb.
In case no one doesn't know when we're talking about it, whenever it's like Scoot Mob from the old one. Whenever you put
Yep.
land in, you make a copy of this Scoot Swarm. So you put 5 landfall triggers out, you get all these triggers and make a bunch
Yeah.
of fucking swarms.
Yeah, it just doubles, triples. It just gets
Yeah.
stupid. Then it's how do you pronounce that?
Ashaya, Soul of the
Asai.
Wild.
I don't like it. I don't think it's a good commander card.
Yeah,
I mean, there's just people talking about the infinite combos with this, and because you makes all your creatures a forest.
Yeah.
So I get that, but at the same time, it's just too problematic.
I would say not commander, but in the 99.
But yeah, I mean, yeah. I just don't. I don't like having that. My land
Vulnerability.
Yeah.
Someone else was talking about that too.
that just gets. Well, it's not really your lands. It's just.
No, they become creatures, but you could just Day of Judgment and boom, they're all gone.
Yeah.
Now here is lithoforming.
No. Well, no. It just turns your creatures into lands. So if someone Armageddon's, that's when you're fucked.
Oh, I had it backwards.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
gotcha.
Some Armageddon, you're pretty fucked. Or even if you're, I don't know, man. I think it's a tough situation.
Mm-hmm. No, I guess you're saying.
I don't like that at all. Oh, so here's Nahiri's. This is another. So for that one deck, the Omnath deck, I'm surprised they don't run Nahiri's. How do you say that?
Lithoforming.
Lithoforming.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't understand why they don't run this card. Maybe it's just because you pay X into it and you there's no value. Yeah, I guess you're right. There's no value into it. But
I feel like it might be just a tad slow.
yeah, but you draw cards.
That's why
you draw a card.
That's
Not
why.
bad.
Yeah, they were saying like right here it says some say Scape Shift is better, but you don't get to
Yeah.
draw cards off Scape Shift. So
Yeah, it says for each land sacrifice this to draw a card. Yeah, you get to draw the card and then you basically play additional lands this turn. So I don't know. Maybe I don't think I would run it in Commander, but
yeah, nah.
maybe there's something
Not
out
me.
there that could be good.
I really like this Malakar Rebirth. I think this card's fantastic.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna pull out. It's what do you call them? The lands.
Module
Land,
whatever you
or
want to call them.
module card. So it's for 1 black and instant. Choose target creature. You lose 2 life, and to end a turn, that creature gains when this creature dies, returning on the battlefield tapped under owner's control. So yeah. You could turn it into a basic land. The artwork is actually pretty good too.
Mm-hmm.
You could turn it into a land tapped, which is decent. I mean, but at the same time, I think it's really good. You could definitely save a creature, bring it back, do some funny triggers and shit. So I think that it's always really good. Felidar Retreat is definitely a card gonna get paid in Commander. I just see so many stupid broken stuff going on with that.
Yeah.
So many kittens. You know what? It wouldn't be that bad if they didn't just put that second ability where it just puts 1/1 counters on each creature you control.
That's the busted
That's
part.
retarded. And it gives him like vigilance too, just to end a turn. Just like, give him vigilance. It's like, all right, I guess we're gonna do that. On the Skyclave Relic, we already talked about that.
Yep, no reason to run Darksteel anymore.
Yeah,
Unless you run both.
Darksteel Ingot's not that bad though. I mean, I guess Darksteel Ingot Oh, it's indestructible.
That's what I'm
Shit.
saying. This is literally a better Dark Steel ingot.
Oh, I didn't see that. I was like, oh, I just saw the kicker and just you get 2 more dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely.
So for 6 mana, you get 3 Dark Steel ingots.
Yeah, this is a really good card. I'm just surprised it's not getting any attention at all. The Valakut Awakening,
Probably the best red card in my opinion.
It is so good.
Really good card.
So good. I mean, in Commander, it'd be awesome. Especially if you run those Windfall decks. It's not technically a Windfall, but it still will filter your hand and draw into those better Windfall cards that you need to. It's 3 mana, and it's a Modal,
whatever you want to call it. Flip card.
It's a flip card, and it comes into play tapped if you for red mana. But either way, it's an instant 3 mana, and it says it's 1 red and 2 colorless. And put any number of cards from your hand on the bottom of your library and draw that many cards +1, which is ridiculous. I think that's just end of turn. I don't like this hand. I'm just gonna dump this shit.
Yeah, really good.
Just and if you are in the jam, you could just play it tapped.
Yep.
Fuck it. Yeah. The next card is the Trickster. I think that's that guy. I don't know how you say it.
Zareth-san the Trickster.
Yeah, it's pretty much Nijitsu. Those assholes.
Rojitsu, as I think Anthony called it.
Yeah. It's pretty much it. But a lot of those guys that you run in that Nijitsu deck are rogues, which is kind of weird. So, yeah, I just think they didn't want to do that Nijitsu thing all over again. They're like, this shit sucks. Yep. It's blown out.
I still got to put them in Yuriko.
That's fucking stupid. Either way. But moving on. But I don't know. Okay, so let's just talk about that friendly card you just mentioned. It's a legendary. I think it's a good commander. You can't use the commander ability on the outside of the game, can you?
No, because it says from your hand.
Oh shit! I didn't even see that.
Yeah, so it's got to be in your hand. That's why I personally do not.
It's a terrible commander.
Yeah, I don't. Well, so yes, there's really no. I'm trying to look at it and see if there is a way for it.
It's terrible.
Nah, yeah, even with a flash, it's got to be part of the 99. So what this is, it's a blue, black, and 3 4/4 flash legendary creature, Merfolk rogue. For 2 blue and black, you return an unblock attacking rogue you control to the owner's hand. Then you put this guy from your hand onto the battlefield tapped and attacking, which is great. But whenever he deals combat damage to a player, you may put target permanent card from your player's graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. It's a really good ability and effect. Just, you're right. It's not that great for commander. As a commander, that is.
What's the next card?
Akiri, Felis, Voyager. I was happy about this card.
What's it do?
White, red, 1, legendary creature, core warrior. Whenever you attack a player with 1 or more equipped creatures, you draw a card, and then for white, you may unattach an equipment from a creature you control. If you do, tap that creature and it gains indestructible until end of turn.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
it's definitely pretty cool.
Just to
not
give
in
it
standard, but whatever. I don't know, man. If you Ember Cleave, yeah. Yeah, so it makes Ember Cleave really good.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, you get to draw a card, make it double strike, and
if you have to save it, just give it indestructibility.
Yep. The next thing is the Hopes. What is it?
Tabarax?
Yeah. Hope's Demise.
Mm-hmm.
It's 3 mana for a 2/2 flyer. The Hope's Demise has lifelink as long as he has 5 or more counters on it. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, put a 1/1 counter on them. If that creature was a cleric, you draw a card, and if you do, you lose a life. So basically, he's like a Phyrexian Arena for clerics. Do you have him in your cleric deck?
Yeah.
You gay.
You know what this really goes well with? Is Shadowborn Apostles.
Yeah.
Because they're all clerics.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yep.
I think I saw a neat combo with that. Now that you're thinking about it. And then the last one was the Skyclave. What do you say?
Aura Skyclave Hierophant.
There you go.
The reason why all these old cleric cards are going up in value.
Yeah. Is he your main commander?
Yeah. There was 4 videos that I saw the other day that just came out talking about him more than any other person in the set.
Yeah, so it's like whenever him or another cleric dies, return target cleric card with a converted mana cost lesser with a card lesser converted mana cost in your graveyard onto the battlefield. So then he said 3/3 with lifelink. That's pretty good, man.
Yep.
Ugh, that can be annoying.
A lot of infinite combos with him.
Oh, because of the die triggers changed.
Yep. So you run that conspiracy card or whatever that is that makes all your creatures into clerics, and you play Rot Lung, whatever it is, from the spider looking symbol, Onslaught. And when a cleric dies, you bring a 2/2 zombie in, but it's also a cleric. So you just keep sacking it, and you get like infinite mana, infinite die triggers from like Zulaport Cutthroat and shit like that. So
here's some honorable mentions. We already talked about the Skydiver guy. He's really, really good. He's so destructive. The Thieving Skydiver. He just takes somebody. It's in competitive commander. I think it's a really good card. If you're playing tonight, I think you should run one in your blue deck. Because, I mean, essentially, you can play them, and then if someone goes turn 1, either way, if someone does turn 1, like anything, Soul Ring, Mana Vault, Mana Crypt, any of the Moxes, you can just... But, play.
Jesus.
Yeah. So you can play your turn 1 Mox Soul Ring, and then steal their Mox or Soul Ring.
I was looking for that. They said X can't be 0. They
I know.
saved their ass there.
I know, right? So, but still, even you punt for 3 mana on this guy, that's so good.
Yeah.
You just fuck somebody else's turn up, especially if you steal their their Chromox. They just lost the card. They lost 2 cards, and you just played one, and you got a 2/1 flyer that's beaten in the fucking face. I think that's a really, really good card. Commander. I also think this is a good bomb card. It's called how do you pronounce it? Throat.
Thwart the Grave. Yeah, that card's
Throat.
stupid.
Yeah. So this is a 6 mana sorcery, and it's this spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature in your party, which is awesome. But then it's got a little neat effect here. It says return target creature and up to 1 target cleric, rogue, wizard, or warrior card from your graveyard onto the battlefield. So for 2 creatures you can bring back, for potentially if you have, say you do have kind of a theme going on, or not even a theme. I think this is really good if you're running any kind of reanimate, bring back from your graveyard. There's so many cards out there that have different subtypes, and then I literally, it says 6 mana. I hardly believe that you will play this for 6 mana.
Yeah. You put in anything like that, and you'll always pay it for at least 5 or less.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think you would at least play this for 4. 4 is going to be the average hit on this. 4 to bring back 2 dudes onto the battlefield is sick.
I think one of the best ways to do that right now is either the old card that's got to be reprinted a lot of times. You sack a creature, you can bring 2 things back tapped, or rescue from the underworld. Those are the 2 most popular ones now. Now we have another one.
Yeah, it's so crazy. That card is really good for an uncommon. And then another guy that's going to be potentially played. I think Hate Bears are going to be switched off to this. Usually it's the Gatateague Hate Bear deck, but there's a green. He's 4 mana, 1 green, 1 white, 2 colorless. Legendary Elemental Boar. He's a 4/4, which is already great. Anytime you're playing 4 mana for a 4/4, usually is typically decent, right? That's a good. But I don't know how to pronounce his name. First name, Yasmari.
Yasharn.
Hasharn.
That's what it looks like to me.
Either way, he's a legendary board, and basically, when he enters the battlefield, he looks for a basic forest, and a basic plains. You reveal those cards, put them in your hand, then shuffle your library. So he really ramps you up for 4 mana. So it's really crazy because every time you cast him, he helps you cast him again.
Yeah.
So like even if he gets killed, you're still gonna play him because you got those 2 lands, and you're not gonna miss land drop.
Yeah.
So, and it's a basic colors. So I mean, it's 2-color deck, so you're gonna run a lot of basics. But he's got a static ability. It says players cannot play live or sack non-land permanents to cast spells or activate abilities.
That's rather actually a big deal.
It's stupid.
Yeah, no Phyrexian altar, Ashnod altar, none of that shit.
None of that. No altars, no fetch lands.
Yep.
No birthing pod, which is really no like they were saying
no, you can do fetch lands. It says non-land.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, then why did I say that? Play non-land permanents to cast or activate abilities. Players cannot play land. I guess you can do fetch. I thought he stopped fetch lands. Liars. All right, so that's one of the big ones. I think that's going to be a really interesting card. It might make it in my one deck. Let's see. I don't know. I don't pay life for shit, so you might want to, but he might make it. I don't know. I would like a borderless one.
That Merfolk might go in Kamina. The Merfolk deck, yeah. It might go in the Merfolk deck. I didn't know that card existed.
You literally said something about it. It was in Legacy.
This one? No, not that one.
This one?
Yeah, no, not that one.
What card are you talking about?
The apparition, the ghost. I was talking about that was for
the ghost.
Yeah, 2 white and 1. He gets rid of a non-land permanent or whatever for 4 cover cost or less.
Oh,
and he's got another ability.
I thought he was 3 mana.
He's 3 mana.
I thought you said 2.
No, he's 2 white and 1.
2 white and 1.
Yeah. But he's being played as a 4 of and all these decks in Pioneer, Modern, Legacy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that guy is pretty stupid. That guy is really good.
I didn't know it had that kicker for stealing artifacts.
Oh yeah,
that's pretty good.
It is real good. It's like, oh, that's a nice scroll rack, bro.
Yeah, mine now.
Yeah. I'll say another card. One of my favorites. And I'm so happy because I got to put this in Anafenza, which is the Arcane of Amelia? Amelia.
Arcane of Amelia.
Yeah, Arcane of Amelia. I still thumbed it. Fuck it.
I was hoping you wouldn't hear me laugh. You're like, what is this card? It's called Hamburger. Oh, Hamburger.
Hamburger. All right, let's just move it on. All right, it's 3 mana. It's God, man. This card is so nasty, man. I don't even know why they make these hateful cards. They must feel my essence and say, Wizard of the Coast is like, Alex needs a new card to put in the defense. Just better ones. It is so much better. It is ridiculous. It's 1 white, 2 colorless. It's an arcane, whatever the fuck that means. But it's got flying. He's a 2/3. Each player cannot cast more than 1 spell each turn. Non-basic lands your opponents control enter the battlefield tapped. God damn. Yep. That dick people over good. Yeah. That's pretty dirty. I like it. I like it.
Of course you would.
It's like, oh, fuck your combo deck. Try to go off now.
My favorite players are the players who like to sit down on a good old game Commander and say, do you want to play Commander today? And we're like, yeah. He's like, you won't. I will, but you won't.
Those are the best, man.
No, the worst type of players.
No, that's like 90% of my decks. It's like, it is. It really is. It's just like, man, I'm sick and tired of combo decks. So I'm like, we're gonna put a halt to this.
Jesus.
It's like me playing. I have 6 different decks. They're kind of like Urza decks, but they're not Urza decks. They're kind of like stack decks.
It's better than you going and playing solitaire. So a lot of people get kind of salty when they're like sitting there for 5 minutes. They're like, you're still on your fucking turn. Just like,
I'm trying, man.
No, what I'm saying is you don't really do that.
I kind of do.
So, well, but the thing is, you don't combo off or anything like that. You may like get draw cards or have mana to play. You're doing it as you're getting the cards. A lot of people build their deck design to play solitaire.
Oh.
And you're not intentionally doing that.
Chilean's pretty bad like that.
That is, yes. Everyone who plays Chilean admits that.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
It's not even the good Chilean decks. Mine's is just like it it stops you from playing Magic again.
And on that note, this was a great podcast. We have to find out how fucking egregious Alex's Commander decks are. Come on down to Hideaway and play Commander with him. You'll love it.
It literally just like I was showing shit. I just realized that it runs like Lavinia, both of them. The one that you can't cast X spells cast spells more than your land count.
Yeah.
And that's only targeting opponents. And then also it runs the Lavinia with the chain, just shuts everything you guys down. And then I run that Sphinx.
Sphinx.
It's it comes into play till my next turn. You guys can't cast instants or sorcery spells.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That things. And then he's got what's the second ability? When he attacks, I can what's that spell? You pay X. White blue. Sorry about that, I yawn. It's the white blue. Oh, Sphinx Rebs.
Oh, Sphinx of Revelation. Yeah. Oh, and don't you also play the dude who's in that picture, the Azure of Law or whatever that is? That's
what I'm saying. He has that on him.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
He locks you down. Yep. Can't play instant sorceries till my next turn, and then I will. I mean, he's got that.
Whenever he attacks.
Trigger. Yeah, whenever he attacks, you can.
He's a fucking good card.
Yeah, and he's like a 6/6 with flying, so he's gonna fucking hit you in the face.
That dude's good.
And he comes out pretty early with the old Chilean.
And see, I thought me playing Angus McKenzie.
I bring it back, and I only play him because the only reason I play him, I don't want my board wiped, so I just play him, and it's like, okay, come back to me, and then I'll bounce him back. Put him back into play.
Do you know how much Wes...
Swing in.
I said, this is back when I had 4 or 5 decks, and Wes is like, I don't like playing against your Angus McKenzie deck. And I was like, why? It's just Pillow Fort. He goes, it tells people when they can play Magic too much of the time. So I took that bitch apart, and then I see you over here just making almost every deck kind of the same way. So
yeah, I mean, it's detaining and allowing you not to play Magic. I mean, that's kind of okay.
But Angus McKenzie got turned to playing Super Friends, which got turned into Atraxa.
Oh my
which no one likes playing against.
It's like you fucking get that emblem of Tamio all the time. You get that bitch's emblem just pop off.
To my defense, 2 times I have gotten that emblem.
The second time we try to fuck you so hard. We just like...
Well, first time that I got that easy off, I was playing against Wes Max, someone else, and no one realized how high she was up. And I was like... I literally said it like this. I said, ult Tamio? And Wes is like, you can ult her right now? I'm like, yeah. I get omniscience or a form of it, Yeah. And then the other time was when you're like, yeah, I'll let it go. And I'm like, okay, draw 3 cards. That bitch draws 3 cards too?
I was so fucking pissed.
I had no hand.
I know. That was, and then you just went like bananas.
I drew 2 planeswalkers off it. Yeah, it was fucking nuts.
Wait, what? I thought all I saw was the omniscience. It's like fucking smaller printing. Wizards, get your shit together.
It isn't smaller
It was a small in printing. I said, draw 3 cards. And I was like, on the side. I'm like, what? Because I would have dealt with my spells get countered. Like, the first spell, is that what it was?
What's that?
Jace's.
Jace's is the first spell that people play is countered.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you know what? Actually, I had to do that. Because I think you alt Jace first.
I could have. Yeah.
I think you did. Because that's what I countered.
It was either that, because there was Narset was getting ready too, but the whole table decided that one of those had to go, and I swear I thought it was Jace. But then I ulted Tamio. That's because
I countered the activated ability, right?
Yes.
Or did I remove the...
Something happened to where I did it, either Jace got removed before
I
I
don't
could.
think you did because you could end up doing that emblem again.
Yeah.
I think it was I had to do that because I couldn't have played the spell anyways.
I felt like Emperor Palpatine when I was like got that and I drew. I'm like, yes, the Senate.
Jesus. Yeah, it was ridiculous.
All right,
man.
This is a long one.
It is.
Yeah, we had a lot to talk about with the standard stuff,
man.
but probably won't come back with an episode probably for a week actually because we've hit our threshold for how much we can upload. I think.
Really?
Yeah. So the people who go through podcast stuff, we have a certain limit of how much we can upload, and then every month it archives, so people can still listen to it, but we have a set amount of what we can do per month. So if we can do more, then we'll have something soon.
Bitches.
But all you classic ladies and gentlemen, stay frosty out there.
Sure.
Bye.
Bye.